Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Utah Hockey Broadcast. I am Anita Tsuchiya here for Game 1 of a 3-game evening for you. Of course, this first game is going to be Utah Women's 1 Skate News hosting the Arizona State University Sun Devils. Let's run through the starting lineups really quickly. First, for Arizona State, who's wearing, of course, their road jerseys, the maroon, dark maroon with the gold lettering and numbers. They'll be guarding the goal on your right. At defense, it'll be number 7, Hannah Coons, and number 27, Maddie Pladsen. The forwards are number 13, Logan Satera, 24, Sam Murphy, and 28, Jill Ketchum. In goal for the Sun Devils, number 30, Quinn Eatinger. And of course, your Skating Utes women's team, their starting lineup, they're of course wearing their home white jerseys. At defense, we have number 7, Megan Fish, and number 24, Amel Eichel. At forward, we've got 14, Ava Kistner, 16, Mary Kay Shutt, and at center, team captain number 11, Hallie Hansen. Utah, of course, anticipating this great rivalry with the number 1 ranked in the WWCHL Arizona State Sun Devils. Utah right behind them at number 2. Should be an exciting matchup. We know Arizona State has a very strong and talented program, deep lineup, so this should be a fun match to watch. We're seconds away from opening puck drop. And we are off. And at the start, right away, Sun Devils control, going for a centering pass just out of reach of number 24, Murphy. Ends up in the corner. Sun Devils still able to keep it in, tries to go for a shoveling pass towards the goal. And I think I forgot to mention our goalie. In goal for the Utah today is going to be Miranda De Antoniano from Irving, Texas. So she smothers the puck, and we're going to have a face-off to her right in the Utah zone. Looks like it'll be Hansen facing off against Murphy. And on the drop, Arizona State controls, sends it into the corner. Hansen's back there trying to poke it out. Still in the corner, still fighting for the puck. It finally kind of pops out. Murphy goes down to her knees trying to get a pass across. A nice job by Shutt clearing it out of the crease. And then here comes Utah trying to clear the puck out of the zone, and they do. Oh, and it's a little bit of a bobble there by number 7. That was Coons, and then looks like that's Kistner was right on top of it, unable to wrestle that puck away from him. So Murphy with a centering pass to no one ends up in the corner. Sun Devils Arizona State able to keep it in, still able to keep it in. Fleming finally goes for a shot, but it goes off the butt end of her stick, so nothing on it, and now it trickles out of the zone. Arizona State regroups in the neutral zone, tries to send it back in deep. It's going to end up in the corner. Stevenson's going to go chase it back in there and send it around the boards. It's going to be stopped there along the boards by Craig. She sends it back in. Still fighting for the puck along the corner, or in the corner along the boards. Now it's behind the Utah net. A little bit of scrabble, pops out in front, and it looks like it's finally going to clear by Charman. She does manage to get it all the way out of the zone, so Arizona State's going to have to come back out into the neutral zone and regroup. Craig sends it up into the corner. It's going to get picked up there behind the net, behind her own net by Stevenson, wraps it around the other way. Fossil keeps it in, tries to send it towards the center, but it bounces off a bunch of people. And now here comes Utah with a good chance. Charman sends it up into the corner, but Utah's going for a line change instead. Arizona State scoops it up in their own zone. It's going to get intercepted. Nice pickoff by Kistner. She's going to have to fight for it a little bit. It's bouncing around a little bit, ends up behind the net. And Arizona State's going to scoop it up and carry it out of their own zone. Picked off by Hansen. Hansen with some room to rumble up to Shutt. Shutt sends it across to Hansen. Can she get to it? A little bit of a collision. Shutt's right there to scoop it up. She goes down a heap, and that's going to be a delayed penalty on Arizona State. Not delayed for too long. Shutt got tripped. So we're going to have our first penalty of the game at 17:37 in the first period. And looks like it'll be Arizona State first going to the box. That will be, as soon as I can get her to turn around, that's number 16, Evie Olson. I'd like to welcome, of course, our Utah faithful fans tuning into the broadcast. I'd also like to welcome our Arizona State fans tuning in from Tempe, Arizona. Thank you so much for joining our broadcast. All right, on the face-off, Arizona State sends it in deep into the Utah zone. Managed to keep it in. Finally, Stevenson tries to clear it out, and it goes off someone's stick, pops high into the air. We're going to have a face-off in the Utah zone. And as I mentioned, of course, Arizona State leading the WWCHL by a good margin. They are, I believe, let me check here my notes. I believe they are ranked quite high in the top 10 of the national rankings. As I said, they have a very strong, very deep program. Yes, as of the rankings on the 21st of January, they're ranked number 8 in the ACHA Women 1 rankings. And now here comes Utah with a chance. Bailey sends it into the corner. And it gets sent out, gets cleared out, so Bai's gonna have to chase it back in her own corner. Bai scoops it up behind her own net. Out to Murphy, to Utah's Murphy. Oh no, I'm in trouble. We've got 2 Murphys. One for Arizona State and one for Utah. And Arizona State sends it back in deep. 14 seconds left in the Utah power play. Arizona State not waiting to let Utah bring the puck to them. They're going to back check right in Utah's own zone. And finally, Utah clears it out and sends it deep into the Arizona State zone. It's going to be a race. Schutt's going to be back there trying to check, keep that puck in check. Hansen's able to keep it in, but then it gets poked loose and scooped up by Schutt. She's got some room to skate. She tries to get it ahead to Kistner, but Kistner wasn't quite there yet. Arizona State scoops it up. A little bit of fancy skating by Sam Murphy of Arizona. Oh, sorry, not Sam Murphy, but Pladsen, and she flings a wrist shot on goal. D'Antoniano gloves it up. We'll have a face-off in the Utah zone. 16-18 left in the first period. Still scoreless. 36 seconds left in the penalty kill for Utah. Hansen facing off in the circle, facing off against Satera. Just to the right of the Utah goalie, D'Antoniano. And on the draw, Utah controls. Kistner sends it back to Eichel, and that would be Amel Eichel. She sends it up ahead to Molly Murphy of Utah. Molly Murphy goes and does a 180 behind her own net. She's getting checked hard. And a takeaway there by Satera, who goes for a shot. D'Antoniano does a terrific job of covering the angles the whole way, doesn't get sucked in, and makes a great save. We're going to have a face-off now to her right. 17 seconds left in the penalty kill for Utah. Utah and Arizona State go for a line change. And on the draw, ends up in the corner. Stevenson trying to clear it out, gets tapped out. Nice play there, and puck gets tapped out and deep into the Arizona State zone, chased by Eichel. Back the other way, I'm sorry. That is 20, can't see very well. I got new glasses, so I'm still getting used to those. So I apologize if I get a few numbers goofed up. 7s and 1s are really tough for me right now. All right, Utah managed to clear their own zone. Both teams back to full strength. Utah successfully kills off that penalty kill. Arizona State scrapping hard, managed to keep the puck in the zone. Shot on goal by number 24 goes wide. Retrieved by Arizona State, now retrieved by Utah. Gets sent in deep into the Arizona State zone, scooped up behind their own net. Trying to get something started. Nice cutoff move there. Whoa, nice jumping, by the way, by Bailey. Or sorry, by Haley. Sorry about that, Cassie. All right, now here comes Arizona State on the attack. Across the circle. Shot goes wide. Centering pass gets smothered. Oh, it's still loose. Wow, I thought D'Antoniano had it. It kind of popped out from under her glove, so she had to make a quick adjustment, but she does manage to get on top of that puck, so we'll have another face-off. Arizona really putting the offensive pressure on Utah right now, outshooting Arizona State's outshooting Utah. Looks like 6 shots on goal to 1. All right, Arizona State controls on the draw. That wrist shot goes wide, hits somebody's skate and goes wide, skitters off behind the net. Centering shot, oh, and whiffed on the pass. That's Tristan Craig. She's gonna wish she had that one back. And we have a broken stick. Somebody lost a stick here. It's gonna be Arizona State. She's gonna run back or skate back to the bench. Arizona State regrouping in their own zone. Starting the breakout, going through the neutral zone. Olsen carries across the blue line on the left side. Ends up in the corner, scooped up by Schutt of Utah. Back to Olsen. Puck still bounced around, now goes to the opposite corner. Gets picked up by Pladsen. She goes down in a heap, and we have a delayed penalty. This time it's going to be tripping on Utah. Arizona State, however, still controls the puck, and now here we have the call. So as soon as Pladsen got that puck, she was trying to clear it out, and as she stepped over, she tripped over somebody's stick, and it's going to be, as soon as I can see her number, All right, looks like the penalty will be on Sophia Guerin, 2 minutes for tripping. So Utah again goes on the power play. I think I might have also gotten confused. I'm so sorry. I think I might have called the Utah power play a penalty kill the whole time. I'm sorry, I was out last week. I wasn't feeling very well. And you can see what happens when I miss a weekend of games. All right, now indeed it is Utah on the penalty kill, for real this time. And the puck is still in the Utah zone. Arizona State setting up the box. It comes trickling out. Oh, and we've got another penalty. That was a really bad one. So that means on this delayed penalty, of course, Eatinger heads straight to the bench, and Arizona gets a 6-on-4 advantage right now. Skating 6-on-4. Finally, Hansen touches it up. We still have 1:22 left in the first penalty against Utah. And now Ava Kistner is going to sit in the box for 2 minutes. So for 1:22, Utah's going to be 2 players down. It'll be a 5-on-3, and Utah's going to have to defend in their own zone right from the get-go because the face-off's going to happen just to the left of D'Antoniano. And on the face-off, puck is still bouncing around, Arizona State finally comes up with it. High slot, crossing pass across ice, wrist shot, hits somebody, gets deflected by a defender. Arizona State has to come back out and regroup. Skate back in. Pladsen goes for a centering pass or a shot. I think she was looking for a deflection, but it gets kicked out, all the way out. Now it's going to get picked up by Coons. She sends across, back to Pladsen, who's going to carry it across the blue line. Arizona State setting up again. Satera right in front. Lets one fly. Nice save by D'Antoniano. 46 seconds left in the first penalty, which means 46 seconds before Utah can get some help on the ice with one of their players back. Meantime, Arizona State decides to go for a line change on this break. And on the puck drop, Utah controls, and they manage to clear the puck out of the zone. Important killing of some time off the clock, giving everyone a little bit of a breather. When you're 2 players down, you need to try and kill as much of that clock as you can. All right, here we go. It's number 20. That's Lutch carrying across the blue line on the left side. Drops the pass back off to Sam Murphy. She goes for a wrist shot, saved by D'Antoniano. Arizona State still controls. Sam Murphy carries across, centering pass to the waiting Craig, but it gets blocked by a defender. I couldn't quite see the Utah defender. It looks like that was Hansen got in the way of that shot, so Arizona State's going to have to regroup, and now we have offsides. Arizona State got a little anxious on that one and didn't wait to clear everybody out of zone, so we're going to have an offsides face-off just outside the blue line. We still have 6 seconds left in the 2-man advantage for Arizona State. We are 12:08 in the first period, still scoreless, 0-0. And here we go. Arizona State controls in the neutral zone. And now they go across the blue line. Looks like that was Satera carried across the blue line. She goes for a centering pass. She was aiming for Fleming, but that puck got poked away. Arizona State managed to keep it in. Centering pass. Oh, deflected nicely by a Utah defender. It ends up behind the net. And Utah gets some help now. Now they're just 1 player down. Still on the penalty kill. Arizona State still controlling the puck in the Utah zone. Good job by Amel Eichel defending behind the net there. And now here we go. Here's a shot from the high slot. D'Antoniano slightly screened. The puck skitters away, and Utah's unable to clear from the zone. That was a shot by Coons. All the way through traffic. D'Antoniano makes a great save, and Utah successfully kills the second penalty. Arizona State unable to score on either power play opportunity. So back to 5-on-5 for both teams. And now Utah just needs to settle down and start the breakout from their own zone. Gets it up ahead to Bailey. She's going to have to skate hard. She doesn't have a lot of help. It's going to get poked away by Radcliffe. Puck is still in the Arizona State zone. And now here comes Sam Murphy the other way. She's got some support on the far side. That's Lavelle. Sam Murphy tries to center. It gets deflected away. And now here comes Utah the other way. Hansen to Bailey. Bailey's got some room. She's going to skate. Oh, she's going to dump it in. Thought she was going to skate across, but she's going to dump it in and try and pick it up behind the net. Gets picked off by the Arizona State player. Sam Murphy corrals that puck, but gets intercepted by Charman. Charman sends it back. Now it bounces back to Sam Murphy. She sends it across to Lavelle. Lavelle dumps it in and goes for a line change for Arizona State. Utah collects the puck behind their own zone. Starts the breakout up to Bailey. Oh, just out of reach. Looks like she did get a piece of it, but Utah instead opts for a line change. Fresh legs on the ice. Now here comes Arizona State the other way. Bradell sends it in deep. Scooped up behind the net by, I believe that is Haley. Shot from the point. Nice save by Antoniano. That was a nice snappy wrist shot by alternate captain number 20, Sammy Lutch. D'Antoniano makes a nifty save, and we're gonna have a face-off to her left in the Utah zone with 9:53 left in this first period. Arizona State still really putting the pressure on Utah offensively, really maintaining most of the possession in this first period. And out shooting Utah by a considerable amount. Here's Bai with a chance. Oh, and she whiffs on that one. Oh, but she whiffs because she got tripped. Oh, she got hooked. So now Utah gets a power play opportunity, and that hooking call is going to be on number 6, Amanda Benson of Arizona State. We have 9 minutes, 39 seconds left in period 1, and Utah now has 2 minutes to try and take advantage of a power play opportunity. In that face-off circle, it'll be Shutt facing off against Sam Murphy. To the right of Eatinger, Utah controls on the draw, sets up the box. Kistner at the point, skates across the middle. Nice one-timer by Charman. Good save by Eatinger. Not surprising. We're not going to be surprised to see good goaltending on both teams. Hansen through the circle. She lets one fly, hits somebody in skate, skitters out into the circle. Charman's fighting for it hard in the corner. Finally, is it going to get picked up? Shutt tries to go for it. Ends up back in the corner again. Shutt tries to get it out to Charman, but it hits a skate. Finally, Kistner gets it out to Hansen. Hansen's got some room. We got 1:27 left in this power play. One-timer by Charman. She kind of lost her footing there, so went wide. Hansen from the point. Back out to Kistner. Kistner was trying to get across to Charman, but hits somebody in the skate and skitters all the way out of the zone. So Charman's going to have to chase it into her own zone behind the net. She skates it behind her own net, tries to get it up ahead to the Utah player. I'm sorry, I can't see the number and the hairs in the way. Looks like that's Bailey, Caitlin Bailey, number 29. Oh, and the puck skitters dangerously in front of the Utah net, but it does actually go all the way through, and Kistner tries to clear it out. Still fighting for that puck behind the net. Chairman is back there. Amel Eichel is back there. She finally comes up with the puck, and she's got some room to skate, so she's going to go through the neutral zone, gets by one, but gets hung up by another. 34 seconds left in the Utah power play, and Arizona State's really put the pressure on. Hard to tell that they're shorthanded on this particular shift as they keep the puck in the Utah zone. We have a delayed penalty coming up against Utah, so Eatinger heads to the bench, and Utah touches it up. 26 of Utah State now back to 5 skaters on the ice. And looks like we're going to have icing called against Utah. So we'll bring the puck back to the Utah zone. It'll be just to D'Antoniano's right. It'll be Sam Murphy facing off against Molly Murphy. It's a Murphy to Murphy face-off. And Arizona State keeps it in the Utah zone, sends it into the center, but it gets poked away. It's going to get picked up by Platson at the point. Arizona State trying to set up their box. Instead, Platson skates it through the circle. D'Antoniano makes one save, makes 2 save. The puck is still bouncing around. Finally, I'm seeing Arizona State players celebrating. However, the person with the orange armband is waving the goal off because the net, looks like the net got pushed off. No, not the net got pushed off more, but they lost sight of the puck. And of course, as soon as the officials lose sight of the puck, they will blow that puck dead. So Arizona State celebrating early, but I could see the orange armbands waving as the referee on ice was waving that goal off. So it's still 0-0, folks. Utah, of course, still having to defend for another minute 24, shorthanded. Puck is bouncing around in the slot. Finally, D'Antoniano just has to stick it out. Kistner does a great job of clearing the puck all the way out of the zone. Arizona State's going to have to regroup. And here comes a dangerous Samantha Murphy. She's going to carry it across the blue line herself. Into the corner. Around the net, being pursued. Oh, and then tries for a wraparound to no avail. Nice stop by D'Antoniano. Now it ends up in the corner. It's going to get picked up by Craig. 54 seconds left in the Utah shorthanded situation. Utah trying to clear it out. It's bouncing around. Finally, another shot. Wow, nifty gloves. A beautiful shot by Craig. Even better glove save by D'Antoniano. 44 seconds left in the Utah penalty kill. 6:38 left in this first period. We are still tied 0-0. And Arizona State really put the pressure on this particular shift here. Outshooting Utah by 17 shots versus 3. That's a big difference. And I hope that that doesn't come to bite Utah later, because when you start putting that many shots on goal, and a lot of them have been quality shots, right? You have a very high percentage that one of them is going to go in. Kind of hard to beat the odds. Here comes Arizona State. Oh, nice defensive move by Hallie Hansen. She pokes that puck away in the neutral zone, and Arizona State's going to have to regroup. Now here comes Jill Ketchum, carries across the blue line herself from the circle. She lets fly. D'Antoniano has it all the way, makes a save, kicks it into the corner. It's going to get picked up by Craig. Back out to Radcliffe. Back out to Craig. And Utah clears the puck out of zone, and just in time, here comes Ellsworth back to join the party. We're back to 5-on-5. Utah keels off another penalty kill. Good job by Utah defensively on both of those, on all the penalty kills so far. All right, Arizona State. Sam Murphy trying to get something started in neutral zone. Poke loose by, I'm sorry, I can't quite see who that is. No penalty call. We have fans wanting a call on that one, because chairman just kind of went head over tea kettle there, and no call, no whistle. Puck is still bouncing around. We got 5 minutes, 18 seconds left in this first period. Teams tied 0-0. It is a very competitive, super fun game to watch. Utah, however, really does need to start coming up with some more organized offensive rushes, and they need to start getting a little bit more offensive possession. Shot by Cetera goes wide. Puck is still in the Utah zone. Utah really pretty much playing all defense right now and doing a great job, but they got to start getting offensive charges to put that puck in the net. Puck ends up back in the Arizona State zone. Now Utah comes into this contest ranked number 22 in the ACHA national rankings. So they are quite a bit farther down the rankings ladder. And a shot from number 9, that is Burdell, hits somebody's skate, ends up in the corner. Jensen tries to backhand it out and does. Lutch sends it into the corner of the Utah zone. Picked up behind the net. Sent out across into the neutral zone, so Arizona State has to come out and regroup. Gervais sends it in, carries across the blue line and then sends it in. I think that was actually a shot that just went wide. And now Utah and Arizona fighting for it in the corner, still in the Utah zone. Finally picked up by Stevenson. Back out to Harris. She's trying to get it clear, but it's going to get stopped at the point by Arizona State. They're going to send it back in. Picked up again by Stevenson, who sends it up ahead to Jensen. Jensen unable to get it out of the zone, and it's going to finally pop out. And yeah, that was kind of offsides by quite a bit. I think maybe Sammy Lutch saw a puck all the way and didn't quite notice that her teammates hadn't quite cleared the zone yet. So we're going to have an offsides face-off just outside the blue line. 3 minutes, 27 seconds left in the period. I think what's going to be really important for Utah is, like I said, they need to start figuring out how to set up some offensive rushes and start putting some pressure going the other way on Arizona State, because Arizona State is going to wear them down. Arizona State has a very talented and very deep roster. Here we go. Speaking of which, here's Kistner. She carries across into the circle, loses the handle of the puck, dumps it up behind the net. Hansen scoops it up behind the net, tries to send it back. Schutt's waiting there for a deflection, just out of reach. Here comes Arizona State the other way. That was a good chance right there. Utah needs to definitely do more of those. All right. Amel Eichel picks it up, sends it across behind the net to Fish. Fish is trying to get it up ahead to Hansen. Hansen has to fight for it, trying to get it, and gets knocked down by Arizona State. Sam Murphy tries to send it deep, but it gets poked loose by Fish. Now it gets picked up by Radcliffe, who sends it up behind the net. Eichel and Murphy back there fighting for the puck. Finally, Murphy, I don't know how she managed to do it, but she's sending the puck, but it gets knocked away. D'Antoniano with a terrific save through traffic. I don't know how she saw that puck coming chest high and to her left, but she makes a terrific save and then jumps back up to her feet to cover the net. Puck is now behind the net. Controlled by Arizona State, who's trying to get it up ahead. They try for a little deflection. Utah, again, the defense pokes it away and finally clears the zone. And Utah goes for a much-needed line change. That was a really long shift for that one line to be on the ice. All right, here comes Paulson. She's kind of by herself. She skates through the circle, and it hits by in the skate and goes into the corner. And Utah up to Bailey. Bailey's got some room to skate. She's waiting for some support. She carries across the blue line, puts the brakes on. Smart move, tries to get it back to her teammate. That looks like she was trying to get back to Guerin, and Arizona State jumps on top of it. And then Arizona State's going to try and regroup. Coons carries across the slot herself. She gets tied up by Bai. Bai finally clears it away. Now ends up in the neutral zone. Oh, here's a chance. Wow, there was a great chance for, it looks like, Murphy, Molly Murphy of Utah, and the puck just kind of got away from her. Now it's back in the corner. Chairman's going to chase it back in the corner. And can they keep it in? Harris managed to keep the puck in the zone. Guerin managed to keep the puck into the Arizona zone, and now here we go. Chance by, that's number 9, Bradell, but her shot goes wide. We have 50 seconds left as the period is winding down. Both teams still knotted up 0-0. And now we have, I don't think it's a foul. We have a whistle, but I think we have some kind of technicality. Oh, no, we do have a penalty coming up. I did not see the penalty. Let's see what the... So we have a 2-minute minor. I didn't see the hand signal. Actually, I saw the hand signal, but I couldn't quite understand it. I think it might have been checking. I think it might have been a body check. And of course, full checking in women's hockey is not allowed. You can be pretty physical, but you can't actually go with a full-on check. Oh, I'm sorry, it was a technical penalty. It was a bench penalty. We had too many players on the ice. And so that is how we're going to end this first period. Of course, this will carry over in the second period with Utah getting now a power play opportunity as the seconds wind down to the first period. Kistner out to Hansen. Shutt getting hauled down right there in the crease. Oh, and Molly Murphy was trying to get it in, centering pass in there, but it got away from her, so she's going to have to chase it back in her own zone. And with just 4 seconds left, that's probably going to be how the period ends. And there we go. There's the horn sounds. We have the first period of play ending with both teams tied 0-0. The teams will come back for the second period with 1:14 left in the power play for Utah. As I said, Arizona State really putting the offensive pressure on Utah. I think one of the things head coach Rodney Stett's going to have to talk to his team about is getting some offensive pressure, some offensive play set up. I will also be taking a little bit of a break, so don't go away. We'll see you back here for the second period.
Welcome to the Rocky Mountains.
Welcome to open trails and new vistas.
Welcome to stunning Red Rock.
Welcome to the greatest snow on earth.
By the tree of broken glass, where the home.
Welcome to game day fun.
Anything could last. So let's go and take the words that we know.
Welcome to the party!
Sea of thoughtful dreams. But if you listen, you can still hear.
Welcome to Pac-12 Sports.
Our names, calling out our names.
Welcome to world-class research.
We'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab your
Welcome to the arts.
have no trip. We are tough as nails. Come on, this is our land.
Welcome to real-world experiences.
We can go to the bridge that crosses over fear.
Welcome to a great education.
Love and what it does to those they hold near. So let's run till the water.
Welcome to new
meets the
friends.
sun. We can toss our worries far away from our hearts. And if you listen,
Welcome to the time of your life.
not hear them calling out our names, calling out our
Welcome to all you can imagine.
Though we might faint and fall, we'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab and walk and see. Those gray clouds look close, but we have come and gone.
Welcome to the University of Utah.
So get up and grab and walk and see.
Thanks for calling the Salt Lake Visitor Center. If you have any questions, please leave a message and we'll get back to you.
Hello! I tell you what, I'm just going to put you on speaker. All right, a little about me. I'm a bit of a phenomenal skier, so I want to take my family on a vacay, which is short for vacation. Hope you don't mind the abbreviations. I'm just short of time today, so I need to sort of hurry things along. Just a few simple questions for you. They call Salt Lake Ski City, but you do ski in the mountains, right? I'm just picturing myself skiing down the sidewalk there next to the shops. Knowing my luck, I'll do one of my big flips and end up in the traffic. So I don't want that to be the case. Look, I've got to go. You're really keeping me here. Although I will say, I'm going to see your Utah Jazz play a basketball game. And I've heard there's a couple of Australians in the team. So here's my question. Are they causing you any trouble? I just had a thought. The average snowfall near Salt Lake is 500 inches. If I was to utilise all of that to build a giant snow person, would that be majestic or a bit scary? Oh, hey, listen, just quietly. I'm a big family guy. You know that, I've told you that. But after a few days with them, I'm going to need a drink. That's legal, right? I hear Utah has the youngest population of any state. So if I was to head down to one of your hot rockin' clubs or a social event, would there be a youth person in there that might be able to explain Snapchat to me? My kids just won't do it. Now, I've heard there's a bit of a Sharks versus Jets rivalry between the skiers and the snowboarders. And if I made that movie, would you watch it? Oh, when was your last Yeti sighting? Are you getting all this, by the way? I'm assuming you can rewind. The Utah state bird is a California gull. I mean, even you've got to admit that is confusing. I guess that's more of a statement than a question, but still I thought I'd bring it up. Now, your Ski City Super Pass, I take it that's part of the Marvel Universe. If I get that, will people call me the Winter Soldier Man? I really wish you could see this. All right, well, this would be costing me, so I'd better go. Thanks for everything. Bye.
Hi, this is Beth from the Salt Lake Visitor Center calling you back to answer your questions. First off, yes, you can absolutely drink here. We'd prefer if you ski in the mountains, and I'm happy to call you Winter Soldier.
My name is Marguerite Van Komen, and I'm a snowbird ski patrolman. My dog's name is Frank. What a good boy, huh? What a good boy you are. I start every morning waking up and having breakfast with the dog, and then we finish every day having dinner together, but everything in the middle changes. We train them using their own instincts, so instead of hunt for dinner, they're hunting for humans. A lot of thought goes into choosing these dogs. Number one, they've got to be able to handle the cold. Number two, they got to be pretty hardy. And three, we're looking for very high drive dogs. The dog that is going to chew your sofa up at home, we want that dog. The people, the mountain at Snowbird, it's just special. And everything you want to do is here in Salt Lake. Get off the plane, grab your gear from the luggage cart, and within 30 to 45 minutes, you're up here and skiing on snow. You know, Salt Lake is super unique. We have 4 full seasons. So you can come up, ski all morning till the snow gets a little too smushy, and then you go and hit 18 at the golf course at the bottom of the mouth, and then you can go out for a wonderful dinner and see theater. It's amazing how much you can fit into your day. And not only do we have everything that you want to do, but we have great people to do it with. Everyone wants to be outdoors, happy, and go and play. Every day is different, and I love that. I love showing up to work and going, what is on the plate today? Snowbird is my family, and Salt Lake is my home, and Frank is a great part of that. My name is Marguerite Van Komen. I'm a snowbird ski patrolman, and I am Salt Lake.
Welcome to the Rocky Mountains.
Welcome to open trails and new vistas.
Welcome to stunning Red Rock.
Welcome to the greatest snow on earth.
By the tree of broken glass, where the home
Welcome to Game Day Fun.
anything could last. So let's go and take the words that we know.
Welcome to the party!
Sea of thoughtful dreams. But if you listen, you can still hear
Welcome to Pac-12 Sports.
our names, calling out our names.
Welcome to world-class research.
We'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab your
Welcome to the art.
top, no trip. We are tough as nails. Come on, this is our land.
Welcome to real world experiences.
We can go to that bridge that crosses over fear.
Welcome to a great education.
Love and what it does to those they hold near. So let's run till the water.
Welcome to new friends.
We can toss our worries far away from our hearts. And if you listen,
Welcome to the time of your life.
not hear them calling out our names, calling out our
Welcome to all you can imagine.
Though we might faint and fall, we'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab and walk and see. Those gray clouds look close, but we have come and gone.
Welcome to the University of Utah.
So get up and grab and walk and see.
Thanks for calling the Salt Lake Visitor Center. If you have any questions, please leave a message and we'll get back to you.
Hello! I tell you what, I'm just going to put you on speaker. All right, a little about me. I'm a bit of a phenomenal skier, so I want to take my family on a vacay, which is short for vacation. Hope you don't mind the abbreviations. I'm just short of time today, so I need to sort of hurry things along. Just a few simple questions for you. They call Salt Lake Ski City, but you do ski in the mountains, right? I'm just picturing myself skiing down the sidewalk there next to the shops. Knowing my luck, I'll do one of my big flips and end up in the traffic. So I don't want that to be the case. Look, I've got to go. You're really keeping me here. Although I will say, I'm going to see your Utah Jazz play a basketball game. And I've heard there's a couple of Australians in the team. So here's my question. Are they causing you any trouble? I just had a thought. The average snowfall near Salt Lake is 500 inches. If I was to utilise all of that to build a giant snow person, would that be majestic or a bit scary? Oh, hey, listen, just quietly. I'm a big family guy. You know that, I've told you that. But after a few days with them, I'm going to need a drink. That's legal, right? I hear Utah has the youngest population of any state. So if I was to head down to one of your hot rockin' clubs or a social event, would there be a youth person in there that might be able to explain Snapchat to me? My kids just won't do it. Now, I've heard there's a bit of a Sharks versus Jets rivalry between the skiers and the snowboarders. And if I made that movie, would you watch it? Oh, when was your last Yeti sighting? Are you getting all this, by the way? I'm assuming you can rewind. The Utah state bird is a California gull. I mean, even you've got to admit that is confusing. I guess that's more of a statement than a question, but still I thought I'd bring it up. Now, your Ski City Super Pass, I take it that's part of the Marvel Universe. If I get that, will people call me the Winter Soldier Man? I really wish you could see this. All right, well, this will be costing me, so I better go. Thanks for everything. Bye.
Hi, this is Beth from the Salt Lake Visitor Center calling you back to answer your questions. First off, yes, you can absolutely drink here. We'd prefer if you ski in the mountains, and I'm happy to call you Winter Soldier.
All right, folks, welcome back. And I'd like to welcome my broadcast partner, Patrick McGann, who has made it here. He had a little bit of a delay, but now he's here, so you don't have to be stuck just listening to me.
No, I'm happy to be here. We're happy to have you back, Anita. You're feeling much better. We're happy to have you.
Thank you. Yes, I just literally ran myself right into the ground and just kind of slept for 36 hours straight. It was just, yeah, I could just tell. It's like, man, I'm dying right now. All right, but I am back, re-energized, excited for this game. Still a 0-0 game.
Yep, and this is the first time we're calling a game together this semester, so
that's right.
Happy to be
back.
Happy
New Year.
Yeah, I guess we both missed last weekend, so.
All right, so, and I heard Ellis Beacom was here covering, and I've worked with Ellis before. He's one of our interns, but, he's great.
Yes.
All right, so here we go.
Absolutely.
Arizona State, of course, controls right off the get-go, tries to send it in deep. And I was mentioning in the first period, and you noticed, right, that Arizona really is just controlling the game. They've controlled the possessions. They got 23 shots on goal versus Utah's 3, and Utah's doing a great job defending, but something's going to have to give. They can't just keep on going this way. They've got to come up with some way to generate some offense.
And this Arizona team, as I'm sure you mentioned in the first period, it's a top 10 team.
Yep.
It's
number 8 right now as of 21st ranking.
Very, very good team, and Utah hanging with this team despite getting heavily outshot, as you just mentioned, Anita. It speaks a lot to the depth of this team, but Right. I mean, you're lucky that it's 0-0 right now with the shots the way they are, but you're still in the game. And, of course, on home ice, anything can happen.
Right, and I think Rodney Stead, of course, has done his homework, and I think he's done some very careful matching of lineups. It kind of looks like, whenever possible, he's trying to get the same, the right lines on ice to match up with the different lines. And the other thing I'd mention is, like, this Arizona State team is not only strong, but they're deep.
Yes.
So this mismatch between shots and goal is going to really start to wear on the, Utah team. And Utah is fortunately also deep, but could be boiled down to the third period where the rubber meets the road.
Right, and Arizona State, I mean, Rodney Stead's talked about this too. It's just when Utah's feeling confident about their recruiting and their gains, Arizona State's also doing the same thing. And so it's a deep team, one of the deepest you'll find in the whole country. Definitely one of the deepest out west, and what a good challenge for the Utes.
Right, and you think about that number 8 ranking. Now, that's number 8 against teams from the Midwest, like the Superior Lakes teams, and against the New England teams. So that's a very strong hockey program. So that means the number 8 compared to teams like Michigan, Amherst, Davenport, right?
Yep.
Very strong, historically strong women's programs that Arizona State's kind of a newcomer, coming up and making a name for themselves.
And certainly considered the class of the Western U.S. in terms of the W1 level for the ACHA.
Right.
Arizona State usually the best team coming out of the Western side. So.
And you said it really well, Patrick. We are so lucky to be in such a strong conference to get to play Arizona State, to get to play Colorado. I'm sorry. Yes.
Colorado.
Yeah, Colorado.
I think CSU maybe too.
Colorado State, right? These other teams. And, one of the things that is also unfortunately true for women's hockey across the country is the quality can be very uneven.
Right.
And you could be stuck being a terrific team in a weak conference and never have anyone really to challenge you until you finally get to playoffs. And then it's kind of it's kind of playing catch-up time. It's not when you want to be suddenly playing really competitive teams.
That's right.
All right, here we go. Arizona State carries across the blue line. Logan Satara sends it in behind the net. It's going to get scooped up by Fish and hits the referee in the skate, but then finally Harris is able to clear it out.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, last year Utah didn't get to see this team on home ice.
That's right.
And so this is the first time in 2 years we've seen this team here. And of course, 2 years ago, it was a very evenly matched game. And so there's been a lot of hype around this game. A lot of the girls on this team have had this weekend circled on their calendar.
I'm sure they had. Yeah,
once they saw the schedule.
Been counting down the days. I think we're also really lucky because Utah's hosting the WWCHL tournament, so we're gonna get to see these two teams again.
Yes.
We'll see how the seeding goes, because we probably won't play them in the first game, but maybe the second or third if we're lucky. All right, here we go. Utah still defending in their zone. And it's going to get picked up there by Olsen. Skates behind the net, being pursued by Fish. It's still kind of bouncing around. Finally, Kistner comes up with it. Looks like that's Mary Kate Shutt. Shutt's going to go and puts on the afterburners, but are they going to call that offsides? Because that was like 18 yards too late.
Looks like it might be icing.
Icing? Wow.
Yeah, Shutt wasn't happy with the call. I think
she had caught up to the puck and hadn't even gotten to the circle. Okay, well, yeah, you can tell the body language was like, I had the puck, man.
Yeah, what?
Finally have an attacking opportunity in the Arizona State zone, and you called me off. All right, here we go. On the draw, puck ends up behind the net in the corner. Kistner pops it up over the blue line to a waiting Shutt. And this time now she manages to carry it across the blue line. Oh, and then it gets poked away. Now back into the neutral zone, and they go down in a heap. Here comes Arizona State. Lavelle sends it in deep behind the net. Scooped up by Amel Eichel. She goes down in a heap. No whistle. We've had a couple trippings already. There's been a lot of pretty aggressive physical play here. All right, Fish tries for a centering pass, but it's going to get intercepted by Lavelle, who kind of makes a mistake. Fish gets it back, and now finally it comes back out to Amel Eichel. She sends it up ahead. Ooh, that's a nice heads-up play to, I think that's Haley, Cassie Haley. Nope, sorry, 29, not 25. It's Caitlin Bailey. All right, and Bailey backhands it up to Charman, and she sends it in deep. 15:37 left in the second period. Both teams still knotted up 0-0. And here comes Arizona State. Satera gets around one defender, but then she gets tied up by Bailey, and now it's going to come back out, bounce out, but it's going to be kept in by Pladsen. She sends it behind the net. Now it's in the corner. Molly Murphy of Utah is trying to clear it out. Oh, nice little 180 behind her own net. Nice pass up ahead to, I think that's Guerin. Now the puck gets intercepted in neutral zone, back in the Utah zone. Bouncing around. Charman and Bailey going after it. Charman and Haley going after that puck. Now it ends up on the opposite side. Still tied up. Finally, Stevenson picks it up. Boy, I tell you, this Arizona State team, they're like full rink press. They don't let up at all, even when they're back checking in the Utah zone.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, forechecking in the Utah zone. I can never get I should just stop using forecheck and back check because I always get them flipped around.
But this is not the first time we've seen this Utah team get outplayed by a team that's probably a little bit deeper than them, but it's a team that knows how to defend their home ice, knows how to play on it well, and you know, despite, you know, like we've been saying, the shots the way they are, and you know, Arizona State dictating the play, Utah is still very much in this game. It just takes one goal to just get things rolling and keeping ASU off the board.
Oh, we got a penalty coming up. And it's going to be delayed penalty on Utah, so Eatinger heads to the bench. Arizona State gets an extra player on the ice. Utah going into defense, trying to keep that middle clogged up. Still not able to get a stick on the puck. Kind of a little bit of a mercy whistle there. I don't think Utah actually had control of it, but we finally get a whistle, and someone's going to go to the box. She's shaking her head. That is Cassie Haley, number 25. She's going to get 2-minute minor for roughing. All right, so the faceoff is going to happen in the Utah end. Utah, of course, is going to be shorthanded for 2 minutes. Arizona State controls off the drop. And wrist shot from the point by Radcliffe. Dantignano makes a save, and the puck ends up in the corner. Arizona State still controls. Centering pass, sticked away, deflected. Oh, man, that was a hit from behind on Bai, and I don't know how that couldn't be a whistle.
Yeah, that's a surprising miscall there.
Yeah.
Right in front of the official.
Right in front of the official, yeah. There was like nothing subtle about that one. All right, puck ends up deep in the Arizona State zone. Hansen fighting for it in the corner, being challenged by Radcliffe, who's quite a bit bigger than she is. And that's the other thing about this Arizona State team, folks. If you look at this roster, these gals are big. Lots of gals, 5'9", 5'8", couple of gals who are nearly 6 feet. I think there's a gal 5'11", and not skinny big, like these are big gals. All right, and puck ends up finally getting cleared by Utah. 58 seconds left in the penalty kill for Utah. 12 minutes, 55 seconds left in the second period, and here we go, a little bit of breakaway chance for Satera, who kind of does a little spin around. All right, collision between her and Guerin. No whistle. Arizona State gathering up the puck in their own zone, starting the breakout. Lutch to 23 to Gervais. Shot on goal, saved by Dantignano. Retrieved by Arizona State. Shot from the middle slot. That is, looks like that was Coombs. And Dantignano makes a save, and we got a little bit of scrap after the whistle, but not seeing it a call.
There was an ASU player there who just took the stick and whacked it at, looks like McCain's glove.
Is that how she ended up losing her glove?
Yeah, that's a clear penalty. I mean,
that's slashing.
Oh my goodness, or roughing, or I mean, it was pretty dirty play post whistle from the Sun Devils.
And she got a talking to.
Yeah, and
she got lectured.
Yeah, just a warning, I guess.
All right, got another whistle. Looks like maybe that was right off the faceoff. All right, Utah still on a penalty kill for another 15 seconds. And on the draw, Arizona State controls from the point, back and forth. And that's wow, nice save. I think that was Sam Murphy again, lets one fly from just outside the circle. And D'Antoniano making a great save. She was really screened by a lot of bodies, but makes a nice glove save. And both teams will go for a line change on that whistle. We still have 6 seconds left in the Utah penalty kill. I think they just need to be careful because sometimes when you suddenly get your teams even up, there's a little bit of confusion about who's supposed to be where. But fortunately, I think that's not going to be the case here. And now Haley heads to the bench, and Utah's going to be back to full strength. And a big scramble in front of the ASU net. And Arizona State managed to clear it away. Now it's going to be a race. Wow, man, I tell you, these Arizona State players, they got some speed. I think that was number 21, Haley Martin. She started behind everyone and passed them like they were going 10 miles an hour slower. It was amazing.
Yeah, that was a great chance there for Utah. Right? You know, crashing the net, perfect example of it right there. You had a player right there just in front of the crease in the low slot.
Oh, no chance for D'Antoniano. And again, Haley Martin's right there to pop that one in on deflection. And Arizona State gets on the board first at 11:27 in the second period, 1-0. But yes, you were saying that was a great opportunity. And Utah, if they can put together a few more plays like that, that's going to be their opening, because that was Arizona's defense broke down a little bit.
Yeah, it did, and Utah had a great chance, and then ASU on the counterattack, as you mentioned, they were coming fast, skating very fast the other way, and that's that depth showing right there. I mean, the fundamentals are there, and then the conditioning's obviously there too. It doesn't matter that they're 2,000 feet higher than down there in the Sonoran Desert. They're alive and well, and yeah, that was a nice hustle play by ASU to come back down and also have a play where they're crashing the net, set up the one-timer, and now Utah finds himself down 1 goal.
Yep. All right, so we're going to have a face-off. It looks like it's going to be nobody's quite sure which circle to stand in. This is pretty funny. All right, D'Antoniano's right. Even the line official wasn't sure. And it's going to be Sam Murphy facing off against Molly Murphy. Murphy v. Murphy. And on the draw is Arizona State controls, and right off the face-off, Sotera makes a wrist shot and another save by D'Antoniano. Utah goes for a line change. Both teams, of course, back to full strength right now, 5-on-5. And again, Arizona really putting that pressure on all the time. Very physical game that Arizona State plays. All right, on the draw. Mel Eichel trying to get it out to Fish. And it pops loose. Arizona State trying to keep it in. Utah trying to keep it out, pull it out. Sam Murphy, lead pass ahead to Sotera, but it's just out of her reach. Sotera fighting for that puck hard with Eichel. Still fighting for that puck. D'Antoniano guides behind the net. Finally gets picked up by Hansen. Hansen's got a chance. She's got Shutt. She's got, looks like that's Kistner. So here we go, Shutt and Kistner. Drop pass to Hansen. Nice one-timer. Beautiful shot. Utah needs to keep putting that pressure on. They can do it.
Yeah. You see the talent of Kistner and Hansen, and usually I've noticed Stett likes to split those two up, but due to the heavy dictation of play from ASU, I think he's putting them together, and you see a nice little passing play from those two. Those are clearly the two best forwards on the team, and they know how to find each other on the ice, and what a nice display of passing from those two. But on a night where you need your firepower kind of concentrated, you could see
can't
how
really
they're playing
spread
the
them
same
across
line.
too many lines. You got to have like one power line, especially like as you said, Patrick, because of ASU, because of Arizona State, what they bring to the table.
Right.
All right. Speaking of which, here we go. Arizona State. That was Fleming trying to get around a defender. Good job by Utah, getting the puck to actually pop all the way out. Mel Eichel right in front of the Arizona State bench finally gets a pass up ahead to, looks like is that to Hugler? Can't quite see if that's 18. I think that's Lydia. Now the puck's in the corner. behind the net, still in the Arizona State zone. Utah looking like if they could just get that puck out of the corner. They were spread out really well. Now Stevens is going to pick it up in the neutral zone. Gets by one, gets across another, gets by another, but then gets picked off.
Yeah.
Olsen now comes back the other way.
I like the confidence there from Stevenson. She makes a really nice move, but a player kind of well positioned for ASU was able to break it up. But that was, I mean, she almost pulled it off. If that player wasn't positioned there, she would have had some time and space.
What was nice about that is that Stevenson gave her forwards time to spread out.
Right.
So if she had managed to get around that player, she had two wings on either side for
That's
support.
right.
It was a really good play.
It was.
Just inches away from being successful.
Right, and she pulled off that move. It's just the defender was then right there. It's good defense from ASU, of course, but really
Which
impressive
you'd kind
move.
of expect, right. Yeah, no, it was a great heads-up move by the defense trying to set up an offensive move. It was terrific. And again, I'm seeing these flashes. We have more of them this period than we did in the first period, so this is looking good. So I don't know what head coach Stead had to say, but we are chipping our way towards a kind of trying to roll the momentum the other way. And we're not gonna be able to go toe-to-toe to Arizona State. We got to pick our moments.
Right, exactly. And that's, you've got to be realistic, right? You're not the same team as ASU, of course. That's what you aspire to be. You want to be the class of the conference, but you know, you're not there quite yet, and you've got to play the game a specific way. And when you're playing down like this, 36 shots to 9, as we've mentioned many times before, you know, you're still in the game. You just have to, you know, make those moments count. And then Utah has, like, there's been a couple of really good chances
They've
this
had
period.
some good chances, yeah. And those were missing in that first period. That was kind of the part that was missing. So if they can keep that up, right? I mean, they're only one goal down.
Right.
It's only 1-0.
Exactly.
Like one good tip, one strategic, you know, play that goes their way, and we could have, you know, be tied up.
Right, or just, you know, take advantage of a mistake from Arizona State. We saw that like about 5 minutes ago when Utah had that point-blank chance in the low slot on Arizona State. So make them pay for those mistakes, because they're not going to play mistake-free hockey. Nobody can. And if you could take advantage, you never know. It could be a tie game. But this game is very far from over.
Right, and Utah doing a good job right now of keeping the puck in Arizona State zone. This is an extended possession that we haven't seen for a while. Here we go, behind the net, Kistner and Shutt. Kistner comes out with centering pass just out of Henson's reach, but Fish one-timer, good smart thinking, and Utah unable to keep it in. Boy, that was a great chance right there, and I guarantee you Fish wants that one back, because if she had a little bit more blade on it, she would have been able to lift it up off the ice and get some more oomph on it.
Yeah.
Here we go, another chance. Hansen across the blue line in the circle.
Good play by Hansen. She found the open space there, and if she, you know, if the pass would have been on the money, she would have had a great chance. I mean, of course, she's got a fantastic shot, so that would have been a great chance for Utah. And like you said, Anita, she probably wishes she could have that pass back, because having Hansen wide open in front of the goalie, that's to your advantage if you're Utah.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, Utah now with the puck in their zone. Shutt, Kistner fighting for the puck back there, and finally Arizona State comes up with it. Oh, and we got a delayed penalty. Oh, not going to be delayed for long. Penalty, and we already know that's going to be on Evie Olsen. Going to be tripping probably, or maybe hooking anyway. She knows. She doesn't even shake her head. Yep, going to be tripping. She's going to sit for 2 minutes. Utah goes on the power play. And, you know, I'm really impressed with, you know, this is the first time I've gotten to see Arizona State, because I haven't gone and traveled. And, boy, I mean, they're really impressive. Their skill level, their depth, their discipline, you know, the play. Oh, there's a great chance. Wow, that was a great shot by Caitlin Bailey. I'm just going to stop my soliloquy, because that was terrific. And then Bai keeps it in. It's going to skate it through the circle. And Utah, again, with the power play possession, keeping it in the zone. One-timer from the point by Stevenson. Gets deflected up over the net. And now finally it's going to come loose and end up in the Utah zone. D'Antagnano trying to figure out if she's going to send it around the boards or drop it. She finally gets it across to Bai, who sends it back across to Stevenson. Stevenson drops it back to Molly Murphy. Molly Murphy, she's got some moves herself if she can get loose. Cross to Bai. Ooh, nice move by Bai, by one, by two. Oh, man, I tell you, man, these Arizona State players, they just seem to know where the puck is.
Yeah, and Utah kind of like a very slight mishap there. That pass was behind the defender. which forced her to go back a little bit and allow it that extra second or two allowed ASU to pounce and bring some of their forwards up. And that's why you see the puck still hasn't left the zone since that play. Utah will eventually, looks like, get it out, but you can't, send that pass behind the player. Like, you have to find them in stride.
Especially in front of the net.
Right, exactly, in your own zone.
All right, so Utah's struggling a little bit, even though they've got the player advantage, they're struggling to get something started. Now here we go, here comes Kistner. Mel Eichel trying to get it ahead to Kistner, just out of her reach. It's going to end up behind the net. And I tell you, man, this Arizona State team, they play such a physical game. I have a feeling in the third period, it's going to really, Utah's going to get worn down. I'm sort of seeing some signs of this already, where this physical play is starting to wear them down, because Utah is giving away 6 inches and 15 pounds to these girls. And that's it. Both teams back to full strength. Oh, nice chance here. Big scramble with Harris poking at it. Puck is still loose.
I didn't quite see who went for
Eileen
the...
Eichel trying to poke at it. Go ahead.
I didn't quite. It might have been Eichel. I'm not sure who went for that wraparound attempt, but that was smart. The goalie was sprawled out on our side.
Yep.
And left some space on the far side. So nice chance there.
Sorry, it was Amel Eichel. Eileen Eichel. No, it was Eileen Eichel. Sorry, the two Eichel sisters are on the ice right now. We've got 3:55 left in this period, and Utah really showing some great scrappiness in this second period and getting getting more scoring chances than they did in the first. In the first, they really were playing defense. They were on their heels a lot. They were doing well, but they weren't turning that into like offensive chances. Now I'm seeing that happen, and the one risk with that is you could end up risking giving away a little of your defense, but I think at this point Utah has to do that.
Right.
All right, here we go. Arizona State starting to break out. And nice interception there by, I think that's Bailey. Now Arizona State, here they come again. Looks like that's Jill Ketchum sending it in deep on the net. Got to get picked up in the corner by Satera. Oh, I think that was actually a center pass, but good job by D'Antognano. She sticks that away. Arizona State setting it up again. Shot from the circle by Bradell. Goes wide and finally wraps all the way around, clears the zone. Bradell carries across the blue line, but she's got an Arizona State player who was clearly down on her knees in the circle. So that'll be offsides. Yeah, I tell you, the speed and physicality of this Arizona State team is pretty impressive.
It is, yeah, and it's hard to compete with, and in games like this where you're
unless you can grow in a semester.
Yeah, but in games like this where you're clearly, the depth is out of, not in your favor, as you mentioned just moments ago, Anita, that it's going to wear you down. Yep. That's the advantage of depth. It's not necessarily the better talent. It's just having more depth, Wow,
that was a beautiful one-timer by Maddie Platson. I can do nothing but compliment her on that shot. The puck kind of squirted out, and she had a chance. She wound up shot it. D'Antognano didn't have a chance. That thing was a laser beam.
It was, and it might have been tipped. I thought I saw it redirect.
It might have been, yeah.
But either way, you're right, Anita. That was a laser beam from the point, and there's really not much you can do there. And now you're seeing Hansen go and talk to D'Antognano.
Team captain.
Yeah, and try and pick her up after that, because it's, it's hard to pick those shots up, but regardless, ASU doubles their lead.
And just by the sound of it, that was one of those heavy shots where D'Antognano would have had to got all of it.
Right. And it was top shelf as well.
Top shelf. All right, here we go. Another chance goes through. Yep, looks like they're going to give it to 27 to Platson. And Utah, again, having trouble getting something started, get that puck out of the zone. Finally gets cleared out of the zone. It's going to get scooped up by Arizona State. Radcliffe sends it into the neutral zone, kind of pops around, and now here comes, speedster, Haley Martin, and she tries to go for a little deke on the goalie. Doesn't work, though. D'Antognano covers that angle all the way. And the puck gets loose, and rare mishandle there. Bobbles the puck by Radcliffe. Whoa! Somebody loses an edge, goes down the heap. Nice interception, nice head. Oh, Bailey was trying to intercept that, or Haley was trying to intercept that, and she had the right idea, but then the puck, I think, had so much momentum, it kind of hopped forward over her stick, which she wasn't expecting. D'Antignano heads up all the way, makes the save. D'Antignano is getting a very busy day today.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
37 shots on goal, and we still haven't got to the third period yet.
Right, and I'd be surprised to see her play again tomorrow. I mean, this is a game's worth of shots she's faced in only 40 minutes, just almost 40 minutes.
Yeah, right, not even the end of the second period yet. And she might break 40 before we get to the third period. All right, here we go. Charman trying to get up ahead to Molly Murphy. Instead, it's going to get sent back to Bailey. Charman comes back, and Molly Murphy comes back to help. And now, Amal Eichel skates through her own zone. She's got some speed. She's going to carry across the blue line. 1-on-3. She goes ahead and lets it fly. It doesn't intimidate at all. It gets all the way through. And Eatinger, surprisingly, is not able to glove that one.
And see, there's nothing wrong with that if you're Eichel. I mean, if you've got the shot, take it. You bring it in with some speed. You find the lane and you take the shot. In a game like this, when you're just getting heavily outshot, only way you can score is if you shoot the puck, and putting it on net, just like you see there, helps out the Utes.
All right, so we have interference being called on, that is Jill Ketchum of the Arizona State. So Utah goes back on the power play. We've got 1:17 left in this period. Let's see if Utah can capitalize before that final horn, or not the final horn, but the second period horn sounds. All right, looks like Utah's got their power play line out there. I see Kistner, I see Amel Eichel, I see Hansen, and I should be seeing, I'm guessing there's going to be Charman on the other side. All right, Utah trying to control. Oh, and a puck, and here we go. Sam Murphy, she's dangerous. She gets a one-on-one breakaway. Will she be able to get it through? Nice defense. Beautiful save by D'Antignano. Totally stoned her. Counting down to 40 seconds left in the period. Great job by D'Antignano on that one-on-one breakaway. Whoa, a couple players go down in a heap. Sam Murphy trying to get the pass centered in there. Denied by Shutt. Shutt sends it across to Hansen. Hansen's got Charman if she needs her, and looks like she got Kistner on the other side. That's a good combo. Gets broken up. And now here we go. Here comes Arizona State the other way. That's Satera. Oh, not Satera. Wow, nice little move there by Fleming, but she gets the puck taken away now. Here Hansen says, I can do that too. She carries across the blue line. She lets one fly. It goes wide. Scooped up in the corner. Oh, a one-timer. Oh, man. A one-timer almost tucked in by Charman, but it looks like it's not to be. So the two teams will go into the locker rooms after 2 periods of play with Arizona State leading 2-0. We still have 43 seconds of a Utah power play when we come back to the third period. We will take a little break and meet you back here for the third period. All right, folks. Welcome back to the third period, and here we go. Utah trailing 2-0. They have 37 seconds left on this power play against Arizona State. Oh, and Arizona State makes a little bit of a mistake there. Sam Murphy left the puck behind. I think the reason she did that is because Shutt was stick checking her so well. And that puck ends up in the corner. Utah only trailing by 2 goals, and as Patrick and I were talking about, getting some stronger offensive chances in that second period, things that I didn't see happening in the first period. So let's see if Utah can keep it up, because I am concerned. I tell you, man, this Arizona State team has been pounding them physically, and so that's going to really wear on you. Let's see how Utah holds up in this third period.
Like Anita was just saying, we mentioned it. That depth, that added depth for ASU, it just will wear you down, and that's how the good teams will get you. When they're deeper than you and they're stronger than you, they're just going to wear you down until you've got nothing left, and that's actually really hard to do when you're the visiting team. I mean,
yeah, right, especially on travel day.
Right, a home ice advantage is huge, and so ASU looking strong right now, but Utah, you're going to expect them to obviously put forth their best effort against this team, because this is a game that they really, really want to win, and they proved 2 years ago that they can hang with this team. It's been a while since we've played here, like we mentioned, but you've still got 20 minutes just about to get back in this contest, and it's far from over, as we've mentioned before.
Well, and there's a shot that saved by D'Antognano. She lost sight of it for a second, but fortunately it flipped up behind her and behind the net. Arizona State now regrouping in the neutral zone. Kuhn sends it into the corner, being chased back there by, I can't tell if that's Bailey. She goes down in a heap, no whistle. Puck is still in the Utah zone. Oh, and finally, nice little stick move there by Eileen Eichel, who pokes it loose. Stevenson tries to send it up to Eichel. Instead, it's going to get intercepted by Bradell. And now back to Haley, back to Harris. And now it looks like we're going to have icing or offsides. I was trying to figure out who was in front of me. I think it's going to be icing. All right, so puck's going to come back to the Utah zone. And D'Antognano having a terrific game today, facing 40 shots.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yes, absolutely. That should be highlighted as well. I mean, obviously the ASU goaltender's got a shutout going. I have no problem saying that. But D'Antognano,
she hasn't
40
faced nearly as many shots.
And 2 goals in, or I guess 43 shots now and only giving up 2. That is a fantastic night, and that can't be understated. I mean, when you've got a team breathing down your back like this and outplaying you pretty tough, it's tough to save all these shots. We've talked about it in previous broadcasts. Having to get in position, you're constantly
up and down.
Think about flexing your leg muscles for just a long period of time, up and down, like Anita just said. That's going to wear you out. And she's having an excellent game tonight, and that can't be said enough.
Yeah, we can't emphasize that enough.
Right. Yeah.
On top of which she's wearing what, like, I don't know, 30 pounds of gear?
Maybe, yeah. I'm not quite sure how much it weighs, but it's not light. I mean, those leg pads are hard to get up and down.
Yeah.
I remember, putting them on for the first time when I was a young kid, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like,
yeah, I know, right?
You gotta have some massive legs to even do that. Really strong legs.
All right, Utah now with a chance in the Arizona State zone. Looks like, was that a penalty? I missed that penalty.
I did too.
Somebody's going to the box. She's shaking her head. I don't think she's convinced. All right, Haley Merriweather, number 22 for Utah.
We got offsetting penalties.
Oh, we have offsetting penalties, and they're both number 22 now. What's the odds of that? So, Haley Merriweather of Utah for holding, and Sophie Fossil, also number 22 of Arizona State, offsetting penalties. So the teams will be skating 5-on-5 still.
I don't understand that. I don't understand why
it's not 4-on-4.
Yeah,
I don't either.
They're 2-minute penalties. Usually, when they're 5-minute penalties, like for fighting, they still skate 5.
But it's 4-4. I even said 4.
Here we go. Here's the conversation.
Yeah, now we're gonna see. So maybe they were confused down there too, and they're.
Should put on a striped jersey and go down there.
There's a rare moment. We were right.
You can wear the orange armband, and I'll be the one who drops the puck.
You make me responsible. That's going to be fun. That'll be amusing and entertaining to watch. You don't want me in charge. All right, here we go, folks. Arizona State controls off the face-off, trying to get something started. It's going to end up in the corner, or actually it's going to end up, yes, in the corner. Bai picks it up, tries to skate it out. She's getting checked pretty hard. Finally, just gets poked out. Hansen, nice little drop. And then she drops it to Kistner.
Great couple drop passes there.
Yeah, it's a beautiful drop pass. Kistner gets a shot on goal. Eatinger makes a save, deflects it in the corner. McCain from the point, her shot goes wide. Bai trying to intercept to keep it in, and she does. Hansen sends it into the corner, and Utah goes for a partial line change. And now here comes Coons the other way. Puck finally gets picked up by Molly Murphy, and boy, that was a bad bounce. It ended up right in front of the net, but fortunately out of the reach of any Arizona State's sticks. They control the puck in the Utah zone, and now we have a penalty coming up. Another holding penalty. I didn't see who it was. It was right there behind the net. Oh, unfortunately, it's going to be Megan Fish. So Utah now is going to be 2 players down for just under a minute, 56 seconds on the offsetting penalties. Then they're going to have to go for a minute with shorthanded by 1 player. So that's a tough one when you're already getting pushed around a lot in a physical game. All right, here we go. On the draw, Arizona State controls. Oh, nice interception there by Guerin. She sends it up. Jensen, sends it up. Arizona State collects the puck behind their own net. Starts the breakout. Carries it across the blue line. And that's Craig. She skates it across the slot. Her shot goes wide, bounces around behind the net. Finally, D'Antignano gathers it up, puts a glove on it, stops the play. Teams change up lines. 28 seconds on the 2-player advantage against Utah. Boy, I tell you, 3 players just looks like nothing on the ice.
Yeah, it's a big sheet.
It's a big sheet of ice for just 3 skaters on the ice. All right, here we go. Sorry, not 2-player advantage, 1-player advantage. Here we go, Kistner with a breakaway. She's gotten away from 1, but then, oh man, what a play, defensive play by Ketchum to poke. She lifted her stick and then stole the puck.
Man, I can't tell you how great of a play that was. She made that look
impressive.
like nothing. She just lifted the stick and took the puck away. It's not that easy, especially when you've got Kistner
Not from Kistner, no.
Right, skating with the puck at high speed, and she's also a very skilled player, but she just, the Jill Ketchum, she just basically lifted the stick and took it away and made it look like it was the easiest thing ever. Folks,
And
that is not easy to do.
Skated in a circle and went back the other way, right?
Yeah.
And again, apologies, it's not a 2-player advantage, it's a 1-player advantage because it's 4-on-3. We have offsetting penalties. So, Sam Murphy for Arizona State facing off against Hallie Hansen for Utah. And on the draw, Arizona State controls. And from the high slot, nice stick save by D'Antignano. Puck ends up in the corner. All right, now Arizona State back to 5. Utah back to 4. 52 seconds left on the penalty kill for Utah. Nice defense by Utah, and the puck squirts loose. And Charman's able to send it all the way deep, giving Utah a little bit of a breather before Arizona State regroups and comes back. And Charman trying to do it again. Nice move by Hansen. And she drops it back to Stevenson. Stevenson then flips it ahead. Great clock-killing moves here by Hansen and Stevenson and Charman. And Arizona State collects the puck in their own zone. And boy, I tell you, man, that was a great move by, is that Charman? I think that was Sonny Charman. Hansen breaks up that pass between Murphy and I think that was Tara. Now here comes Hansen the other way. She's got some room. Boy, they're checking her hard by Satara, but it doesn't stop her. She managed to get a shot off, goes wide, and that's it. Utah managed to kill that penalty. And both teams now back to 5-on-5. Here comes Arizona State. Nice poke check there by, I think that is Ellsworth. Now here comes Utah. Ellsworth dumps it in deep into the corner. It's going to end up behind the net. Amel Eichel's trying to intercept it, but unable to get there. And now Fleming sends it out across to Ketchum. Ketchum in the corner. At the point, it was Fossil. She sends it across ice. Back to Ketchum, back to Fossil. And then Utah intercepts. Here we go. Looks like that's Ellsworth. She sends it into the corner because it's time for a line change. It gives Utah a chance for a line change. We got 12 minutes, 35 seconds left in this game. Utah trailing 0-2. And oh! Fish goes down in a heap. We've got a delayed penalty coming up. It's going to be on Arizona. Charman is fighting for the puck. Utah still fighting for the puck. Bailey's in there. There's a bunch of Arizona State players in there. And finally, we got some jersey grabbing going on there. All right, here we go. It's going to be 2 minutes against somebody in a maroon jersey. I'm not sure who yet. And looks like it will be 21, Haley Martin.
It's a hooking penalty.
Hooking penalty, all right. He sure is getting a lot of conversation out of that call. All right, so Utah goes on a power play, 5-on-4 in the Arizona State zone. Let's see if they can convert. Hansen out to Kistner. Looks like I got Kistner, Hansen, Shutt, Charman, and Amel Eichel on this line. Amel's got room to shoot. Oh, it doesn't get quite all of her blade on it. Charman able to scoop it up, sends it around back. Just out of the reach of Shutt. And Arizona State is able to clear the puck out of the zone. We got 1:32 left in this power play by Utah. Hansen's going to be chasing after that puck hard, being pursued by Sam Murphy. Arizona State actually going to try and keep that puck in the Utah zone. That was Fleming sending behind the net. Centering pass. Oh my goodness, centering pass. Big scramble in front of the net. Pladsen got a backhander on it. D'Antoniano made 2 or 3 saves. We got another penalty coming up against, I believe, against Utah. It's going to be Kistner, and she's going to get 2 minutes for cross-checking, so that negates the player advantage. Teams are now going to go back to 4-on-4. I tell you, this game is getting very physical, which is why I think we're seeing these penalties. Teams are fighting hard to either clear the puck or gain possession. And on the draw, Arizona State controls. Centering pass sticked away by D'Antoniano. Scooped up by Pladsen. She sends it across to Craig. Craig tries to skate it through circle with a backhander. D'Antoniano makes the first save. Puck is skittering around. Puck is still bouncing around. Great save by Bai, or great block by Bai. Now it's going to get picked up by Molly Murphy. She's going to skate behind the net. Being pursued by Radcliffe. She finally gets it out ahead. And here we go. Cross-ice pass to Stevenson. Stevenson's got some room. Now Stevenson can skate. We know that. She's got some moves. She's got a great wrist shot. That one happens to go high. Here we go. Here comes Arizona State the other way. It's going to be Craig. She carries across the blue line, centers it across, passing back and forth. We got tic-tac-toe going. Big traffic in front of D'Antoniano. And I was going to say, there's a lot of traffic in front of D'Antoniano, and unable to get across, slide across, and make the save. I think that might have even slid underneath her as she was trying to get her stick down on the ice. Arizona State takes a 3-goal lead at 10:23 in the third period in this game.
Yeah, the passing there from ASU, that's
pretty much picture perfect.
Yeah, as good as it gets. They, like you said, Anita played tic-tac-toe, and they find the open skater. Although it was a rebound, but you're still encroaching, right?
Right,
you're
the play was
crashing the
still
net.
coming to crash in the net.
Right, the passes are getting shorter and shorter, and they're crashing the net.
And they did create a tangle in there, which tangled up the defenders, and left that far post open.
Not for Utah. I mean, you've got to put something on the board here.
Yep.
and just get started. I mean, the game is it's you know, a 3-goal lead's obviously pretty tough to overcome, especially this late in the contest. But get on the board, get yourself some momentum at least for tomorrow.
Right. A 3-goal lead, especially when you're looking at the shot differential, when you're looking at the fact that it's Arizona State, that's going to be a tough road to actually climb up and get even on. But a goal would be a huge motivation because we still have a game tomorrow. All right, here we go. Shot on goal. Oh, doesn't get through. Hits a bunch of bodies.
And
ends up in the corner.
The thing that is very underestimated in terms of, you know, when you're playing a team like Arizona State, if you're Utah, is the feeling of knowing that you can skate with this team and run with one of the best teams in the ACHA.
Right.
Does wonders for the chemistry and does wonders for the morale on the squad. And so, you know, right now, obviously, it's a team that comes into this game, they're pretty confident. They wanted to, you know, stick it to Arizona State. It's not going your way right now, but, you know, you need to get a goal or even two to convince yourselves, to convince these players once again that we can run with this team. We can play with this team. And right now, you know, that might not be the feeling on the bench. You give up 3 goals in a row and the morale's a little bit low. It's hard to, you know, get that back up. So just get 1 goal, get, you know, amped up. And remember that you can play with this team. I mean, this game was 0-0 for more than half the contest. And so, you know, Utah, I can't stress enough that this game, don't just curl up at this point. You've got 8:50, get at least 1 goal. Just get in the game and you know, bring the morale in the squad up because, like you said, Anita, we've got 1 more tomorrow, and it's a big one for Utah. They need to beat this team at least 1 time this season, and that can't be that just is what it is. If they want to have a successful season and have a shot at making nationals or even their own conference tournament, they got to beat Arizona State at least once. Right.
And that's going to be really important because, of course, they are going to face Arizona State in that WWCHL tournament happening at the end of February because that tournament is open to the top 4 teams. I mean, unless Utah has some disaster along the way, they're going to qualify for that team. We know Arizona State's going to be the #1 seed going in, and super important for Utah to, as you say, kind of pick themselves up because it's not just this weekend. They have a game this weekend, but they're also going to have that playoff tournament, which is a qualifier for nationals, you know, the road to nationals.
Right, and yeah, it just can't, you know, stated enough that Utah just, you got to beat Arizona State. To be the best, you got to beat the best. Iron sharpens iron, obviously, but just take it 1 step at a time. Like at this point in the game, I'm not necessarily, if your coach said, I'm not necessarily telling my players that you're out of it, but what I'm telling them is let's just get 1 right now. Just go out there, you know, tell your forward line 1, get, you know, Hansen and Kistner, you need to go out there and score right now, or else, you know, don't come back to the bench, something like that.
Well, maybe not that dire, but sure. All right, here we go. Hot action on the ice right now. And you know what? I think the other thing to take away from this game, what I've been really impressed with, is that Arizona State is a really physical team. I don't know if it's as obvious on that tiny YouTube screen, but they are a very physical team. And I think Utah, giving away physical size, is doing a really good job of holding their own against this Arizona State team.
There was a big hit right in front of the Utah bench, and you can see some of the Utah players on the bench kind of, you know,
getting wound up a little bit.
Maybe chirping a little bit, which is good. Stuff like that, you know, bring the morale up, and you know, it's a rival. You know, get into it.
It is a rival,
Chirp the other team, they're chirping you.
Utah is going to be the team, right? This year, Utah is the only team that's going to be able to beat Arizona State this season, right? They're the only ones in the position where they could do it.
More than likely, yes.
In the WWCHL, in our conference.
And they've had some close games. ASU, I was looking at their schedule. They've had a couple of close games against WWCHL opponents, but a lot of those conference games are kind of blowout wins for this team. And so that's a good point. This is probably the team in the best shape, Utah that is, to beat this team. And they went into Tempe in the fall and lost 2 down there, but you know, now on home ice, this is your chance, and you know, 1 of 3 isn't great, but it's still necessary, right? You can't go over 4. So it's this Utah team. It's built to compete with Arizona State, and you know, it takes time to be the best. But regardless, like Anita said, that's a good point. It is one of the best. Utah quite clearly is the 2nd best team in the conference.
Okay, we got a hand pass, so no penalty, just a technical something. I don't know. I guess you call it an infraction. So we have a stoppage of play. Line changes. We have 7 minutes, 6 seconds left in this game. Sam Murphy facing off just outside the blue line, facing off against Hallie Hansen. Oh, we're going to face off in the Utah zone. Change their mind. I think it'll be important for Utah to recover for tomorrow too, because it's going to be just as physical and just as hard hitting tomorrow.
Right, and I'd be I don't know if I said this or not, I was thinking it at one point, but I'd be impressed to see if Dan Antonano gets to start tomorrow as well.
Right.
I mean, that would be, I mean, you're at 48 shots and you've still got 7 minutes of hockey left. I'd be interested to see who Utah starts in goal tomorrow.
It will be interesting to see who starts in goal.
They have some depth at the goaltender position, but you know, you have to get, like you said, Anita, that's why it's a grind. You know, you play back-to-back games and back-to-back days, and you've got to be ready to play this, this tough, very, physical team tomorrow.
Okay, we got a penalty. Sorry, Patrick. I was busy watching Samantha Murphy, and I think that's Mary Kate Shutt kind of tangling up there in front of the Arizona State bench and waiting for someone to blow a whistle, because it seemed like there was a lot of back and forth going on and just letting them go. And looks like she's going to get a technical on that. The referee sure let that one go for a long time. That was a little bit odd, but anyway. Shutt sits for 2 minutes. Utah going to go back on the penalty kill and have to defend for, it's 6 minutes, 34 seconds left of the period. And yeah, it will be interesting because Steigmans is a very talented goalie. She's also young, and so you got to kind of balance her talent with the fact that this team, right, is a very experienced, Arizona State team is a very experienced team, and you got to weigh that with, against somebody who's got a lot of experience. Now, D'Antoniano, I believe she's played some international junior teams as well, so she's got a lot of experience.
Right. And of course, if Utah doesn't go on to win this game, tomorrow's probably put all of your chips in the middle to try and beat this team, and that's where you may see Miranda get the start, just because she's the more experienced goaltender, right? She's the number one, so I think that's what it becomes tomorrow. If you lose this game, it's okay. Everything all chips to the middle. This is we need to try and beat this team, but I'd be interested to see, because it's a quick turnaround. I mean, tomorrow, at this time we'll be playing, so
right.
Heal up.
All right, here we go. Puck ends up deep in the Arizona State zone. We got 55 seconds left in the penalty kill. We have 5 minutes, 25 seconds left in the game. Arizona State leading Utah 3-0. Here we go. Here comes Arizona State. That was Lutch trying to carry it across the line, but then the puck gets poked away. You can see Arizona State's really just kind of taking their time, setting things up. Murphy trying to center it, gets poked away, ends up in the corner. Going to get picked up on the other side by Craig. Back to Paulson. Back to Craig. She goes for a shot that goes wide. Kept in by Radcliffe. We have a delayed penalty coming up against Utah, unfortunately. With 7 seconds left on the first Utah penalty. We're going to have another penalty, and somebody from Utah is going to go to the box. Looks like that's going to be Stevenson. She's going to go in. 2 minutes for cross-checking. I think this is a sign of Utah getting kind of a little bit tired here. Steps a little bit slower.
And ASU's got 7 seconds of a 5-on-3. Now you say it's 7 seconds, but they get a face-off, so it'd be interesting to see how they line up on this face-off. You probably want to have a shot right away and crash, or maybe you win it and you try and set something up, but
Radcliffe across. Oh man, here we go. Radcliffe from the high slot. Nice stick save by D'Antoniano. I tell you, Craig was trying to skate around and look for an opening. Another shot, another save. Terrific save by D'Antoniano.
And you say, Anita, Craig was trying to skate around. That's what that 7 seconds of 5-on-3 is enough for her to skate around and find that open shot. She almost had it. Good job by Utah to defend it, but yeah, those little tiny chunks of 5-on-3, because you get that face-off in the other team's
she has
zone.
All the room.
Right, you have space and a little bit of time, so Utah's able to defend that, but they've still got to defend the 5-on-4 kill for 100 more seconds.
Yeah, it's 100 more seconds. It probably feels like 100 minutes.
Yeah. I can imagine.
All right, here we go. Arizona State starting the breakout. And it's Ketchum carrying across the blue line. Then she carries it into the corner. Dumps behind the net to Sutera. Back out to the corner. Coons keeps it in. Finally, Kistner, she's got Hanson on the other side. Can she get around? She gets around the one. And then she just kind of can't quite keep the handle on the puck, so she's just going to have to kind of send it back. And ooh, that might have been a little bit of miscue. She sent it, trying to get to McCain, and it gets by McCain. And Hanson tips it in. McCain trying to follow it up. It's going to get sent across the ice. And that's Craig out to Sam Murphy. Murphy's going to skate it in. She tries to deke Dantagnano. Dantagnano does a good job of covering the slot. Murphy still got the puck. She sends it behind the net. Big collision behind the net between Paulson and another Utah player. And I think that might have been too big of a collision. I'm going to guess that might have been a body check. So Paulson's going to go sit down because I think maybe she put a little too much oomph in that check. Let's see. Oh, we got offsetting penalties. So Arizona State, body check. Stevenson not Stevenson. Cassie Haley's going to sit 2 minutes for roughing. So we got 4-on-3, 3 minutes left, with Arizona State having the extra player advantage. And now we have more
confusion here.
More confusion here. 5-on-4, okay. They haven't put the other penalties on the scoreboard either, which is making me even more confused.
Your guess is as good as mine at this point. I mean,
I don't see the other the two latest penalties on the board, and I'm seeing 4-on-4. Okay, I'm totally confused now. Anyway, the score is 3-0. We have 3 minutes left. We still have some conversation going. Now we got the 5th player for Arizona State. So Utah's down 1.
Multiple penalties. First for Arizona, number 12, 2 minutes for a slash. For Utah, number 25, 2 minutes for a rough.
All right.
16:59 in the third.
And here comes Sam Murphy of Arizona State. She's got the speedster Martin on the far side, and now we have a pileup in the corner and another penalty being called. I'm not sure who this is on now. I just saw 2 players going down in a heap. And the referee's pointing to someone. Oh, here we go. And it's going to be another Utah player. Okay. So I didn't recognize that signal, but it's 2 minutes.
I think it was a hooking penalty.
Oh, it was a hooking? All right. This referee has some really creative hand signals where I can't recognize hooking because she literally looked like she was putting her hand behind her back to call hooking. So 2 minutes for Sunny Charman. Utah now has to go back. Oh, fortunately, Stevenson's penalty expires. And fortunately, Dantagnano makes another fantastic glove save. So Utah now has 4 skaters on the ice. Arizona State still has the 5. We have 1:50 left in the penalty against Utah. And we have 2 minutes, 34 seconds. So Utah's pretty much going to have to skate the rest of this game, except for maybe the last 40 seconds shorthanded, which is, boy, that's tough. That's the last thing you need after a long, long, tiring game of physical hockey. All right.
Just go all the way to the end, and it's going to be tough for Utah to get on the board here, but I mean, the closing moments, anything helps here for momentum for tomorrow's game.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. All it'll take is like a quick, fast break. And Hansen wisely clears the zone. And then here comes Pladsen. Oh, intercepted by, is that Hansen or Kistner? I can't quite see. Oh, Hansen. But she's all by herself. She doesn't really have a whole lot of help because Utah was in the middle of a line change. Here we go. By sends it right on net. Eatinger is a little bit lackadaisical about that save, but she's got it. And we'll have a face-off in the Arizona State end. Arizona State still on a power play, 5-on-4. 1 minute, 2 seconds left in their power play. And Arizona State controls off the draw, except Stevens is trying to clear it in. And oh, it just gets by Molly Murphy, like through her legs. And now here comes Arizona State the other way. Stevens is going to get there first. She's trying to get it. Oh, she goes down in a heap. Boy, it looks like she got tripped, but no penalty. Lutch is back there for Arizona State. And now Arizona State comes up with the puck in the Utah zone. Oh, nice save by D'Antignano. And good heads-up play there by Merriweather. She clears the puck out of the zone, so Arizona State's going to have to come back out and regroup. Intercepted by Molly Murphy. Again, doing a little bit of clock killing there. 14 seconds left in the power play by Arizona State. Here they come. Nice save, great save by D'Antignano on that Craig shot. She tried to deke her, didn't work. Utah finally back to full strength. We got 42 seconds left in this game. 5-on-5 hockey. Radcliffe carries across the blue line, loses the handle on the puck. By gets turned around. Now Stevens gonna have to chase it in the corner. She's being pursued hard by Coons. Puck is still bouncing around there in that corner. Trying to get it ahead to Shutt. She gets turned around. Oh, beautiful stick save by D'Antignano. Another save. Puck is still loose. I don't know how she kept that out of the net. Another save. Holy cow, D'Antignano's gonna hit 50. 48 shots on goal, and that last series was just amazing. She made 3 very difficult saves. Got her eyes off the puck, and pretty much kept Arizona State off the board all by herself on that play, on that shift. All right, here we go. We just got 5 seconds left in this game. Face off. And one-timer through traffic, doesn't make it. And the whistle or the horn sounds. Arizona State comes away with the victory, 3-0. 54 shots on goal on D'Antignano. Amazing performance, D'Antignano.
Yeah, she stops about 95% of the shots she saw, and that's a pretty good save percentage right there. And
pretty good save percentage when you also consider that we're not talking about 95% on 36 shots on goal. We're talking about 95% with over 50 shots faced.
Yeah, it's a good performance from D'Antignano for Utah, but all said, Utah's got to improve a little bit if they want to beat this team tomorrow.
They got to figure out how to turn this thing around and start putting some pressure on Arizona State.
Right, because ASU looked like the better team kind of for almost all of the contest tonight, and Utah, they have some depth. It's a good team. You got to, I guess, I'm not saying they didn't show up tonight, but you got to really bring it tomorrow. Like I said, all chips in the center of the table because you need to beat this team.
Yep, all in tomorrow. So, folks, we will see you for that game tomorrow, again, 1:30. But don't forget, we've got 2 more games this evening for you still. We have men's 2 hosting Eastern Washington, and then men's 1 hosting Arizona State men's team for the 7:30 game. We are going to take our break, and we'll be back for the men's 2 hosting Eastern Washington University. Till then, take care.